Hello. In our previous video, we had an overview of a dynamic lookup formula. And in this video, we'll start building that formula and we'll enhance it as we go. So so we have this deduction for column that we'll try to pull in, and we have the deductions report for February. And we have the employee names here. I just copy pasted the names here for now. So let's build a basic lookup. We go to February. We're looking at column E. Not column E will go here. Here we go. So if we pull this down, we get all the values. $37.23. Okay, now this is our lookup. Obviously, this only will pull values from column E in this sheet, in this form. So we'll try to add, edit this formula so that we can make this value a variable. So instead of directly specifying the sheet name here, we can use indirect function to make it relative to a value in a cell. Let's enter the month name here. And we'll use indirect to create this part of the formula and also this part. So what we can do, let's copy this script. Try to replicate this with indirect. So it would be index. Instead of this, we can do indirect in F1. Do the same here. I think we have to close it here. F1 again. Yes, please. That did not work. So what's happening here? So we have, I think this is incorrect. Needs to be like this. No. Okay, where I think parentheses is incorrect here. And we may not need this. Okay, let's check if this works. So F1 needs to stay locked because this is looking at F2 probably, which is blank, so that won't work. So go ahead and lock this. Same here. That didn't work either. What did I do? Okay, so lock here and lock here. We got to do it here. Let's try it again. Still error. F1, F1. All right. So let's see if this works. It doesn't, so we have to lock this. Let's try it again. Okay, now it's working. So we have the values here. So this is pulling based on month name here. Let's create a new month. All this March. If I do this, should pull March, maybe. Okay, that works. So March deductions for column 3955. Is that right? Oh, no, because it's looking at here. It's not looking at deductions for, it's just looking at column E. That's why it won't work. As you can see here. So here it's pulling these values. Oh no. In March, we're getting this. We don't need this anymore. Okay. So the sheet name part of it works. So we can, the month name portion works. So if I change this to back to February, it should work. Okay. Okay. Like I said, the month variable is, it works. Okay. So the sheet name reference works. So we can change the sheet name from here, and the lookup will bring the values in based on the sheet name. And this is, for example, this is bringing the deductions for, which is in column E. And from March, it's bringing the values from column E, which is deductions 3. And now we have to find the column name for this value in this sheet. So for the column name for this value in this sheet is going to be column E. So we have to get a formula that would return E. And I looked up in Google Gemini, and it gave me this formula. Let's get so what we need to do is edit this. Let's put this formula here. Lookup value would be this one. Lookup range would be this one. Okay, we have the column name. We'll use this helper cell for now to enter this value in here. So instead of just typing in E, we'll have to reference this C1 column. Let's try to do this. So C1. Again, C1. See if this works. Did this work? Let's go ahead and lock this. This would be We'll see if this works. Looks like it works. Okay. So now instead of telling it to look at column E, we're telling it to decide which column to look at based on this value. Now, this is still looking at February, and we would like this to also be dynamic. This value also should decide the column name for this value based on a sheet name here. So we'll again enter another indirect formula here. So let's copy this. Instead of February 2 and 2, we'll do indirect F1. And don't need this. So in our reports, column names will always be in row 2, so we can keep that as is. Let's see if this works. That did not work. Now we have to close it here. Okay, now, so let's see if I change this to March. March column 4. Okay. Looks like it's finding the correct column. In here, it was looking at column E. In March, it's looking at column F. And we're getting 3955. And this is what we're getting. Okay. So now our formula works. We can change these values, and then the lookup should get the correct values from the correct column. So let's add another column here. And if I do, we need to copy this over. Okay. If I do this, let's see if it works. Nope. B. C3. Okay. Have to lock this too. Go ahead and lock the column. So we should be getting deduction 7 for March, which should be 4180. Okay, that works. So as you can see, we edit this so that we can enter column name and sheet name to pull the correct dollar values. Next, we'll incorporate these formulas into this one so that we have only one formula instead of two. We'll just get rid of the helper formulas. We can keep it. This is not, it works the same way. Keeping it separate also helps to debug if there's an error. But for our purpose, we wanted one formula. So we'll incorporate this one into this one. So we'll just have one formula. So let's look at these formulas. So what we're doing, this is D1. So this and this is looking at here. So instead of these values, we should have this formula in there. And we'll see if we can merge the two so that we can have one formula only. Let's see if this works. So this would be here, D2. Go ahead and can lock the row number so we can drag left and right. Okay. So let's see if we can replace these C's with these formulas. Does that work? So that seems to be working. I remove this. Okay, that works too. So that works. So we can do the same. I drag it over. I take this out and drag this down. So deduction 7 for March is 4180. Okay, so that works. So here we go. We only have one formula, and we can add any deduction here as we want. Deduction, there's such thing as deduction 15. Yes, both have 15. So if I drag this, okay, so that looks like it works. So we can copy this formula anywhere. It will work regardless of the cell location. It'll just take the column name, sheet name, and the employee name to pull the value. March deduction 11 for Ernesto Beasley. March is Beasley. Deduction 11, Beasley. 434. Okay, looks like this works. All right, we got this part done. Okay, in the next video, we'll start looking at employee lists. As you know, with every pay cycle, um, there may be new employees added. It's very common. And also sometimes some current employees leave. And we have to make sure that this list is correct, especially for new employees. If we don't add the new employee dollar amounts here, our total will be incorrect. So we'll create a formula to check uh, if there are any new names here in each month, and also check if any of these names here are missing in new months. Okay, thank you.